Good afternoon, my name is Sofia and this is the video for the reading Teaching English to Children. Okay, so teaching English to children. The first thing that we need to know is that children must learn in a way that they can understand. This is because they learn differently than adolescents and adults. They have a shorter attention span and they learn the best with physical things. They need to touch things to see them and to listen to them in order to relate and to find the logic in them and then understand what you're actually trying to teach them. So the most important thing is to encourage the children and to keep them motivated, because when they're motivated, they learn the best way they can what you're trying to teach them. They're gonna have a lot of questions and have a lot of doubts, but once those doubts are solved, they're gonna learn a lot. And that way, when they are older, in high school or in college, they're gonna feel really confident about what they learned, about the basics of the language, the vocabulary, and the structures. And they're not gonna be embarrassed, they're not gonna feel uncomfortable about speaking it or about listening to it, because they will know that they actually learned something when they were young. And this is really good. This is why we need to motivate the children, in order for them to remember this and to learn all the basics, because when people learn a language when they are older, it's harder for them. That's why it's better for children to learn languages when they're young. But it's also a little difficult because children have their native language. So when you're teaching them another language, they're going to have to relate the things from their native language to the second language that you're teaching them. So it's going to be a slow process at first, because first they need to relate some words, some vocabulary. Then they're going to have to start the production of sentences, then the production of paragraphs, and along all the way, they're going to compare it to their native language. And they're going to find some bumps in there, because not everything means the same as in every language. So you're going to have to be patient with them. Also, since they are young, they're eager to learn and they have a lot of questions. You have to prepare a class taking in account these characteristics, because if you have a class in a bad environment and you don't want to answer their questions and you don't want to pay attention to them, you're not going to show them that you respect them, and they need to feel respected. Because this way they learn the best. They want to be able to express their opinions, to express their differences, and you need to allow them to do that, to evolve in that way, because that way they can learn. They can take those characteristics and apply them to what they are learning. Also, you need to be patient with them. Patience is one of the things a teacher should have, because children learn in a faster way than some people, but they can also be a slow learner sometimes, because sometimes they don't understand what you're trying to say, so you have to say it in a different way. You have to make it sound different, or make it different, make another activity for them to understand. And this is a process, and it can be frustrating, but in the end, they will understand it, and they will know it better. Also, you have to love children, because if you don't love children, they're gonna perceive that. They're a very perceptive bunch. So if you don't want to be there, they're gonna see that, and they're not gonna want to be there either. So the class is not gonna develop the way it should, and the children are not gonna learn the best way they can. Also, they need to develop a love for the language, because if they don't, if the teacher fails at transmitting that love for the language and they hate it or they don't like it, it's going to be difficult for them, because if they don't like it, they're not going to want to learn it. They're going to be just wanting to speak in their native language. And the idea is for them to use this new language to their advantage. This is a challenge for teachers, because they need to transmit what they know and how they love it, so that the children can love it too. And thanks for your attention, The source of this was the reading of Teaching English to Children. Thank you very much.